Today's headlines. DOH maintains no daily case bulletin in 2022. Bong Go hails granting government workers cash incentives. Philippines inks 28 billion peso corvette deal. Diokno, twin digital goals will be achieved in 2023. Holiday departures reach 145,000. DOF, Philippines credit health still sound. PCSO, honored for anti-drug campaigns. Ukrainian civilians trained to fight invaders. Good morning, I'm Roy Pelovelio and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Today is December 29, 2021, and here are the latest news of this Wednesday morning. The Department of Health on Tuesday defended its decision not to issue daily COVID-19 bulletin on its social media accounts starting Saturday, January 1, 2022. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere explained that the DOH will instead focus in data evaluation rather than posting raw information on COVID-19 updates. She said that they are just reformatting and re-strategizing to better guide the public regarding the COVID-19 situation. But definitely, all information will still be there. Vergere encouraged the public to instead visit the DOH official website to access the daily case update. Senator Christopher Bong Go welcomed President Rodrigo Duterte's approval to grant a cash incentive to qualified civilian government employees and uniformed personnel in recognition of their hard work and contributions to the country's, especially amid the challenging year. The President issued Administrative Order number 45 last 24 December. The order authorizes the granting of a Service Recognition Incentive or SRI amounting to a maximum of 10,000 pesos to all regular, contractual, and casual personnel, provided they are still in government service as of 30 November, have rendered at least 4 months of service, and have not received any additional year-end benefits. Senator Bong Go said that this award is in recognition of their hard work and contribution to the country. The SRI aims to ease the financial strain caused by the pandemic on many government personnel as well as to incentivize fiscal prudence and efficient utilization of funds by the concerned agencies. The order excludes consultants and experts, laborers, student workers, and apprentices, and individuals and groups whose services are engaged through job orders, contracts of service, and other similar employment schemes. The Department of National Defense on Tuesday signed a 28 billion peso contract to buy 2 missile-capable corvettes from South Korean shipbuilding Hyundai Heavy Industries. Likewise, Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana disclosed that the contract to purchase 32 more Black Hawk helicopters and 6 offshore patrol vehicles or OPV could be signed next month. Lorenzana and HHI representative Kasam Hyun signed the contract in an online conference with officials of the DND, Armed Forces, and HHI witnessing. Acquiring the corvettes from HHI will ensure commonality and interoperability with the existing assets, as the shipbuilder was the one that also supplied the Navy's 2 Jose Rizal-class frigates, he said. Last 10 December, the Department of Budget and Management released the 3.75 billion special allotment release order for the 15% advance payment for the corvette acquisition. In a message to reporters after Tuesday's signing, Lorenzana said the contracts for 32 more Black Hawk helicopters to be bought from Polish manufacturer PZL Malik and 6 OPV, hopefully from Australian shipbuilder Austal, could be signed in January. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Chris masaya, pagsama-sama.
Si Harry Roque ang pinakamagaling na spokesman, kaya inggit sa kanya ang oposisyon.
Tama lang na ipinaglaban ko ang balik trabaho para bumalik ang kita ng mga nagtatrabaho at naghahanap buhay. Hindi pwedeng magutom ang pamilya. Dapat lang po ingat buhay para sa hanap buhay. Basta trabaho, kita at hanap buhay ang nakataya. Nasa harap niyo po ako.
Ibigay natin ang tudong suporta kay Harry.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Chris masaya, pagsama-sama.
We're back on Tribune News on Q. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas or BSP digital transformation goals remain on track and will be achieved in 2023. Highest monetary authority in the land said. Under the BSP's Digital Payments Transformation Roadmap or DPTR, at least 50% of retail payments in terms of volume should be accomplished by 2023. Likewise, the central bank expects to onboard 70% of Filipino adults to the formal financial system via a payment or transaction account by 2023. Data from the BSP showed the share of digital payments hit 20.1% in 2020, a notable jump from the recorded 14% in 2019 and only 1% in 2013. Still, registered electronic money accounts were recorded at 138.8 million, with a total number of transactions at 1.7 billion year ago. The BSP chief said this digitalization of the financial system will enable the country to achieve a stronger post-COVID-19 economy sooner than later. The Bureau of Immigration said that more than 145,000 travelers have departed the country during the holiday season. According to BI Commissioner Jaime Morente, a total of 145,900 passengers left the country this month. Morente said that still, the number of international travelers remain low despite the holiday season, and by the end of the year, they've been expecting the numbers to rise a little, perhaps around 20 to 50,000 more passengers, but they still have not seen the pre-pandemic figures. Filipinos topped the list of departures for December with 117,795 exits, followed by Americans with 7,776, Indians with 2,908, Chinese with 2,509, and Japanese with 2,190. The BI chief sees the low number of travelers as an effect of worldwide travel restrictions and quarantine requirements, many of which are due to the Omicron variant. During Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, the BI shared that they processed only around 7,000 departing travelers, doubling 2020 figures of 3,854. Morente stated that despite the low number of travelers, they're hoping that little by little the international travel sector would reinvigorate as the world recovers from the onslaught of COVID-19 and its variants. A high-ranking official from the Department of Finance said that the country's fiscal health remains sound amid rising credit obligations. Finance Assistant Secretary Paula Alvarez said the government is doing everything it can to keep its borrowings at modest levels while addressing the financial requirements and the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic in the past 20 months. Alvarez told the Daily Tribune's Gising na Morning Show that they are still within their healthy fiscal deficit, so they have not been downgraded by credit rating agencies. The finance executive traced this development to the country's solid macroeconomic policies, such as the comprehensive tax reform measure, which raised the government's revenue capacity. According to her, credit rating agencies look at the country's long track record to repay its debts, in addition to implementing policy measures even before the pandemic that helped absorb the impact of the crisis. Various credit rating agencies have kept their stable credit outlook for the Philippines, considering its solid macroeconomic fundamentals, including its hefty dollar reserves and rising foreign investments. Alvarez also noted that the 2022 budget would be raised from various sources, including non-revenue origins. Nevertheless, these sources remain insufficient to fulfill the required budget amid higher expenditures, hence the need to access various credit facilities. Tribune News on Q will be back. Stay with us.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Chris masaya, pagsama-sama. Mga katribu, tara na't makiisa at matuto sa mga public service programs hatid ng Kalingang Katribu. Tuwing Lunes, nandyan ang usapang business na magbibigay tips at inspirasyon sa mga aspiring entrepreneurs kasama sina Pompi Manalo at Vernon Velasco. Tuwing Miyerkules, usapang pangkalusugan naman ang tatalakayin ni Miss Cory Quirino sa Health and Wellness. At tuwing Biyernes naman, kung legal advice ang kailangan mo, sagot ka na ng Legal Diaries kasama si Elmer Navarro Manuel at mga guest lawyers. Lahat ng niya mapapanood tuwing alas 3:30 ng hapon sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Chris masaya, pagsama-sama.
You're still watching Tribune News on Q. The Dangerous Drugs Board, or DDB, has recently cited the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office for its support in the fight against the proliferation of illegal drugs in the country. The commendation was bestowed last 28 December, expressing gratitude to PCSO's cash support amounting to 67 million pesos to the DDB, Philippine National Police, National Bureau of Investigation, Commission on Higher Education, and the Philippine Sports Commission as part of its mandatory charities to different partner agencies. The amount was divided as follows: 9.6 million pesos to DDB, received by Undersecretary Earl Saavedra, 25.7 million pesos for the PNP, received by Lieutenant Colonel Betsaida Abalos. SHED, represented by Supervising Administrative Officer Diana Aguilar, had 24.67 million. The NBI, on the other hand, received 6.76 million through Lilibeth Barreto, and the PSC received 156,606 for its sports program. PCSO General Manager Regina Garma, on the other hand, said that through its mandatory contributions, the agency does not only help individuals in need of medical assistance, but also provides funds to government institutions. Under its charter, the PCSO is mandated to set aside 30% of its revenue for charity, 55% for prizes, and 15% for its operation, while all balances of its funds in its coffers will form part of the charity fund. In a forested area just outside Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, mock Russian troops ambushed camouflage-clad army reservists. The would-be Ukrainian soldiers, who include architects and researchers in the ranks, returned fire with replica Kalashnikovs as imitation smoke grenades explode around them. Ukraine's army, which totals 215,000 soldiers, has been battling a Moscow-backed insurgency in two breakaway regions since 2014, in a long simmering conflict that has claimed over 13,000 lives. While Moscow has denied it's planning an invasion, Russian President Vladimir Putin has not excluded a military response should the United States-led NATO alliance, which Ukraine wants to join, expand eastward. Since joining up in April, when Russia first deployed around 100,000 troops on Ukraine's border, 51-year-old Dr. Marta Yuskiev has trained for several hours every Saturday in providing tactical medicine, shooting automatic rifles, and deploying checkpoints. The trainees are part of reservist battalions set up to protect Kyiv in the event of an attack on Ukraine's largest city. That wraps up the stories this morning. Before we go, we would like to thank the following: the SM Store, the Department of Tourism, Araneta City, MG Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Roy Pelovelio on Tribune News on Q, reminding you that we only have 3 days until 2022. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning.
Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. Download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS and Google Play for Android to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune invites you to join its Viber community, Katribu, to get updates on the hottest news on politics, business, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. Emoticons of the Tribune mascot Tarsito are available on our community Viber.